Okay, so good morning, class. My name is Eloise Ramirez. This is my third time recording this. The first time my PowerPoint was not showing up. It was my desktop that was showing, so a little frustrated and disappointed with that part of it. So I'm going to try to stick with this, and hopefully you are able to see my PowerPoint. Um, Anyhow, my name is Alana Ramirez. I'm working on this project with my colleague Karen Messier. We are in the adolescent group, adolescent substance use with possible co-occurring disorders for client Tina. A little bit about the case study. So Tina, she's 14 years old. She's identified as heterosexual. She's Hispanic, obviously female. She's in middle school, attending seventh grade. She does skip school a lot, sometimes doesn't go at all. She would have her parents drop her off, and she'll end up ditching her classes. Her grades are low, so now because of the educational neglect, she is going to turn to court because of the attendance issues. Um, as far as ethnicity and background, her culture is Central American and Mexican nationality. She was born in Texas. She is Catholic. She lives at home with both of her parents. Her mother is a certified nurse assistant, and her father is an attorney, an immigration attorney. She lives with her two sisters, older sister who is 21 years old, and a younger sister who is 11 years old. Um, Tina, as far as over here is a section of employment. She is not working, but she does sell marijuana and alcohol to her underage friends. That's what she is reporting. She obtains the marijuana from her older sister and steals the alcohol from her father. Her father is an alcoholic. Her 21-year-old sister is going to insurance school and works part-time as a narcotic dancer. Um, Tina has an older boyfriend who's 17 years old. He's almost 18. Her parents believe her when Tina says she does not have a boyfriend or that she's sexually active, and these boys that she hangs around with are her friends. However, Tina's very promiscuous. She's involved with a 17-year-old that she met from a mutual friend, but she's sleeping around with several other boys from school or several other people that she's been meeting up with around the neighborhood and has recently been talking to older men in the neighborhood. Prior to being involved with the 17-year-old, she was dating a 16-year-old that she met from school, and they broke up. Um, he couldn't handle this breakup, so he committed self-inflicted gun wound injury to the head or the face. So he committed suicide. She became depressed after that, isolated herself for a couple of months from family and friends, basically in her room the entire time. Um, just kind of sleeping and apparently drinking alcohol. So I was in her room um, drinking alcohol and just kind of isolating herself from family. She didn't want her parents to give her support, or she stated having a pity party for her. So that's why she's in her room most of the time just drinking. However, she would sneak out of her house during, the day or at night, and she would spend her time downtown with random strangers, um, drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana and experimenting with various substances, pills, prescription pills, like Vicodin and Percocet. Um, Medical concerns. So Tina was born with a heart murmur. Not sure if there's any referral for that, so she may have some other heart issues. As far as she knows and parents know, she had a heart murmur when she was born. Has asthma, but is not taking medications for that. Doesn't seem to be like something consistent, maybe more physically induced asthma. Vision, she has really bad vision. She wears prescription glasses, which are very, very thick. She does not like wearing them because they're thick and they're heavy. Um, she gets bullied sometimes because of how thick her glasses are. Behavioral health concerns. Hasn't had an actual clinical diagnosis for bipolar or depression, but she believes that she has depression. She says she feels sad all the time, just feels like crying all the time, just feels kind of blue and down all the time. Um, Bipolar, she reports that she sometimes feels fine and the next time, next minute feels angry. We kind of go from highs and lows. Again, haven't been clinically diagnosed. Parents both think that she is depressed just because of isolating herself and not really talking to her family, with the exception of the 21-year-old, a lot more than anybody else in the family. I'll go into that a little later. Bipolar, parents not really sure if she has it, but they say she goes from being angry to being sad to being happy, kind of just extreme mood swings. Legal involvement. She has been caught shoplifting makeup and clothes, so she has some legal involvement. Apparently going to truancy court for attendance issues, so there's that part of the legal involvement. She was caught drinking, and obviously she's underage, so she was given a ticket and required to do 200 hours of community service. So she was given this form of community service. She has been, because of the truancy, she actually has gone to the detention center for 6 weeks for the educational neglect, which brings me to Child Protection Services involvement for educational neglect, even though her parents have tried to modify her school schedule to shorter hours, to instead of 5 days, 4, 3.5 days. Tina doesn't follow through with any of that. They've tried homeschool, tried it for a couple of weeks, really liked it, and then just kind of dropped out of that. Have tried alternative schools, just doesn't like that either. Excuse me. So definitely some truancy issues, and the parents are trying to get her to school and get her back into school because her grades are low and she's just, not a middle school student and not going to classes. Presenting problems. So the client presented to the clinic for a counseling appointment. It was court ordered because of the truancy issues. In this encounter, mom and dad, Tina's parents, disclosed that they had found her recently on the bedroom floor. Her bedroom floor passed out and smelling of alcohol. There was bottles of tequila and Jack Daniel, the little half pints of tequila and Jack Daniel, and the little shooters of various different drinks. And she apparently was mixing this with Coke, so like Jack and Coke, not like Coke sniffing, but Coke beverage. So she was passed out. So recent episode of alcohol intoxication. In this encounter, Tina reports that she's been drinking for many years, as long as she can remember. She's been drinking since she was little. She recalls calling into her crib with her sister and stealing her dad's Budweiser and filling up her baby bottle with Budweiser and falling asleep that way. She recalls sometimes licking the peppermint schnapps top of her dad's drink. So it sounds like she's been drinking at a young age, kind of tasting here and there, sticking or pouring some of the beverages into her bottle. She denies that she has a drinking problem. She does report that she smokes marijuana, has been smoking marijuana for a couple of times, for a couple of years now, sorry. Tried marijuana when she was about 12 or 13 years old, and recently, in the past 6 or 7 months, she has been experimenting with other substances, cocaine, or what she thinks is cocaine, not sure if it's anything else, but cocaine, marijuana, the pills, Percocet, Vicodin, and mushrooms and LSD. So as far as the hallucinating drugs with LSD and mushrooms, she's only experimented a few times with it. It's nothing that happens often, but has some experience with it, or has been experimenting with it. Drug of choice for Tina is alcohol and marijuana. Kind of already mentioned it as far as the presenting problems. She reports that she likes the taste and the smell of alcohol. Social interactions with her friends and her adult siblings, which led her to experiment with other substances. Her sister and her do not get along. They have a lot of verbal arguments. Recently have escalated to physical fights where police have been called. However, they still hang around each other, still go out socially together. Her sister, who is an exotic dancer, has also made Tina a fake ID. So Tina now goes out drinking. They go to clubs together. Her older sister has experimented with cocaine and marijuana, so they're trying these substances together as well. Definitely sounds like there's some peer pressure involved from the strangers, from the people that she's hanging around with, just social interactions with sisters and with her sister and everybody else that her sister hangs out with. Um, so emotional distress. Parents have had domestic altercations between each other. So mom and dad have had some domestic violence where siblings have intervened. Um, so they, definitely some emotional distress with some conflicts with parents due to father having an affair while the mother was out to Central America taking care of her own mom. Um, some biological factors to the presenting problem. Her dad's an alcoholic. He drinks every night. Um, big jugs of wine. There's like huge, they're not like water jugs, but huge amounts of wine on a nightly basis, with maybe 2 or 3, up to 4 beers, 2 or 3 shots of different hard liquor. So dad's definitely an alcoholic, drinks every night, but manages to wake up the next morning, take care of responsibilities, and continue his business of being an attorney in his private practice, taking kids to where they need to go, taking care of the finances. Um, so he's definitely sounds like he's a functioning alcoholic. Mom, mom doesn't drink. Both parents have some health issues. Dad has diabetes. Mom has diabetes. Dad has had multiple heart attacks. So he is now, bypass surgery doesn't work for him anymore. He is now required to wear a pacemaker. Not sure, Tina has some heart murmurs, so possibly she may have some biological factors as far as her health is concerned. Mom is depressed. Her mother is depressed due to her family living in Central America and she doesn't go out to see them very often. Central America is a dangerous place, so mom is depressed, anxious, and worried about her family out in Central America. Um, I will move on to the diagnosis, but I am starting to run out of time, so I'm going to pause it right here before I move on to that.